Hello and welcome back everybody to Sink or Swim. It has been quite some time since the last episode, and I know you've all been waiting with held breath, with bated breath, asking every day, where's Sink or Swim? Where's Sink or Swim? It's been so long. But we're finally back, and we got a stellar lineup of matches for you today. We only have one City of the Wolves match, sadly, but we got all the more King of Fighters action to make up for it, so, you know, that's good. Let me just find the tab so I can tell you the matches. We're starting off with City of the Wolves today, bringing us Lindi, good old Lindi. We used to do the Melty Blood Type Lumina weeklies together, for example, versus Maddo, a mainstay of the SNK scene. He's been with us, you know, with the KOF weeklies, City of Wolves, Sink or Swim. He's always there, good guy. They're facing off. Then we're going to follow. Then we're going to already switch over to King of Fighters with Skogrev versus Horikato. I am not too familiar with either of them, but they both set their, you know, their skill level to 1, so I'm hoping that will be a good match. Then we have Haxon versus Rankenfyle. I'm a little familiar with Haxon. Rankenfyle, I think, is new here. They both set their skills to 3, so hopefully that'll be good. And then Faizer versus FCF-OS4. Faizer, of course, another mainstay of this here SNK stuff. Also, since I stopped doing this, he started doing like 11 weeklies a week. Don't ask me how he's doing it, but he's doing it. And he's here gonna face off against FCF-OS. He, of course, put his own skill level at 1, but we know that's not right. So I picked a level 4 opponent for him. It's probably gonna be fine. And then we got Choppa versus KOFXV. I am not familiar with Kate, but Choppa, I think, has been around as a good player. Kate also put their own level at 5, so I'm hoping for a banger. So with all of that established, this is if you're new here, I guess this is an exhibition series, I guess, where everybody just gets one set to play. There's no tournament here, it's just exhibition matches, and after the one set is done, we move on to the next one. And so we're going to start right now. You can start your set now, Lindi and Maddo, if you want to get us started. Okay, listening down. Looks like we got Maddo on the left, so I gotta flip them around. No problem. I guess I could also, if you wanted to, yeah, you can go. If you want to correct me on any of the pronunciations of the names, then do let me know. Also let me know about the sound and any other technical stuff, so I can hopefully fix it. I guess I'll type into the Discord so in case Lindi isn't listening, but wait. There they go. So, Lindi here with the nickname Crony, so I'm hoping for some Crony from Hololive themed colors. Oh wait, I don't have the SNK Sink or Swim logo on screen. How does that even happen? Damn, I can't find it right now. I'll fix it in post, or I'll fix it in a minute. Anyway, Maddo coming in real hot, starting his offense with that sneaky EX command grab off of the stance. Lindi is like still relatively new to this game, and sadly there was only one opponent really in City of the Wolves, you know, to put Lindi up against. So I'm sorry if this is going to be a little one-sided. But, you know, seeing somebody, you know, who's still a little newer, try to figure out how to beat a high-level player can also be pretty enjoyable. And, you know, he's not getting mauled too hard. He's trying to play a bit of a footsie game. Playing a little slowly, trying to not get opened up too hard. And, you know, just playing a solid ground game right now. Attempts to anti-air with the Rev Blow. Mai has a pretty good anti-air Rev Blow. But now is all the way overheated, so no more rev blows, no EX moves. Attempts to reversal with a super, but Maddo was being patient. Gonna finish this round out with a nice link. Didn't even need to go that hard. But looking swag along the way. Wait, am I on the wrong... Ah, I was on the wrong slide, I guess. That's why the first to fight wasn't there. I still don't know why the SNK logo isn't on it. But, I found it. There. Okay. Yeah, first to 5 as it says on screen. Yeah, I don't know, somehow I selected the wrong seed. Boom, the wild punish. That button, far D. Oops, but a combo drop. Huge chance for Lindi, but he drops it. Maddo also wasn't ready for the drop. That's another huge opener. Ah, another drop. But he finds another opening again. Off of the lights, he wasn't able to confirm into anything big. If she's close enough, she can go into heavy DP break and then go from there. But I don't know if that was close enough. And so Maddo closes out that first match with a 1-0. Bummer that Lindi dropped like 3 separate confirms. Those definitely could have earned the tides and sent us to a final round. But it happens. It definitely happens. And hey, once again landing one into a soft knockdown. Gives up the pressure though and gets okey-doked by that grab again. It is really tricky. He's got so many follow-ups and it's really tough to know what he's gonna do. And all of it kind of leads to more advantage to, for him. On top of his neutral game being strong, that far D that he keeps showing there, that's a great button. If it gets a wild punish, he gets a full combo. The far C is really strong, especially in the corner is also massive. But Lindi finds a good jump, once again not able to confirm, but resets into a grab, and a beautiful bait, once again. Yeah, the confirms are definitely lacking for Lindi right now. That's probably the biggest takeaway at the moment. You know, like, he's playing a patient neutral, so that's working out pretty well. He's not doing anything flashy, but it's working, so... Wouldn't really say too much about that yet. And a grab. Maddo on the comeback, gets a heavy hit, has 2 bars now, easily manages to kill. And so Maddo's putting in that work. Again with a grab. Not the X this time though, so no confirm. Lindi must be seeing that the grab is coming every time. So he might start trying to punch it, but beautiful footsie game. Gets his own little... not little, his big combo finally lands something huge. Loses the pressure due to a DP. Maddo trying to bait something out of him. Extending. Okay. I was wondering if he would go for the hidden gear because his rev gauge was pretty high up. Chooses not to. Oh! Just in the nick of time, so connects. Now, in a funny way now, Maddo actually has a lot less HP than Lindi. Now they're both in SPG, so not anymore. But because of the damage modifier, the defense modifier rather, when you're in SPG, you take so much less damage than when you're just outside of SPG. You're way more easily killable than when you're just inside of it. That opens up a bit of like a thing where like you might consider like keeping your combo a little shorter so they don't get into SPG and all that. But Maddo with another win. Couple of choppy drops here and there as far as the game goes. Hopefully that's not influencing their gameplay too much, if at all. Maybe that's just on my end. But beautiful confirm into the corner carry by Maddo. Bad heavy jump in. Connected, he wasn't ready for it though. Lindi is trying to find a way out of this corner. Wisely chooses to send projectiles out to not make his escape too easily readable, but Maddo still finds a way through, keeps him jailed, combos him even further. Oh, and once again, didn't expect the heavy to land, so Couldn't kill with that one. Lindi still with a chance. In this game, you're really never out as long as you're not overheated. But of course, that's still a rough situation, and Maddo takes full advantage.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Oh. Oh, we have Maddo just standing right outside of Mai's far D range, gets his own whiff punish. Beautifully done, and the damage is massive. Oh, the far heavy. Back into the jail you go. You've been a naughty girl, Mai. Wait, no, actually. Turn it back around. Maddo trying to swing into the flames. Not the best idea. Gets a hyper defend, but it seemed like it was unintentional because he didn't cancel into anything. Uh-oh, no more rift blows for you. Maddo with yet another one. But Lindy's putting up a pretty good fight, just, you know, playing solid neutral. He obviously doesn't have much of a mastery over the just defend cancers and, you know, that kind of stuff. And, you know, the combos still need to be solidified. But the most important part, the neutral game, right? He's doing a fine job there. Uh-oh! He might not have been, like, fully aware whether or not he would be able to punish after whiffing that button. I'm pretty sure he could have still. But either way, he lost the opportunity. Oh, overheated. Yeah, Gato's rev pressure, let's say, is also pretty strong. And now Lindi with a back to the wall, overheated. He's gonna have trouble getting out of it. Maddo with another knockdown. If he spends, yep, he doesn't even spend any resources. What am I talking about? Gets the gut crush. Bam. How many times can you break your neck before you die? This Gato fella is kinda mean. And just slaps Mai to death again.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Yep. Okay. Lindi opting for a couple of projectiles to make Maddo maybe think he wouldn't approach and then jumps in. Oop! Huge opportunity again. Another little drop. Tight link confirms. Gets to the other side and oof, another heavy opener. Is just about to build that level 2. Probably won't spend it though, because he's not in SPG. And now next hit for Maddo might just end it. Oh, gets the slide in. That was probably not like meaty enough to convert into anything. And the finishing strike. Just a casual rev blow. Maddo now up 4-0. One more chance for Lindi to turn it around. You know, I think if he had actually done some color editing for his Mai to make her look like Crony, like his name implies, we might be looking at an entirely different match. So next time, I'm expecting some Crony colors. Or maybe rename yourself Minto or something and have some Minto colors. I think that would up your power level a lot. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give, honestly. Maddo keeping like a close distance. Oof. But it's firing back. Lindi gets a big opportunity to strike him. Overheats himself. The damage output is great though, so it's like kind of worth it. It just kind of depends on how he plays around it now. And he's getting opened up. He allowed Maddo to get in close. And now after the knockback, he's still going to be in overheat for a little bit. Oops! Maddo mistimes his grab, so Lindi is out. And the health pools aren't that different right now. Maddo trying to just forward walk JD, which allows him to regain a little bit of life and, you know, definitely not take any damage. Lindi with a huge hit, should be able to kill with this. He doesn't go into the break to get the super. He might have just messed that up a little bit. That would have been the round in his favor. Now he has to struggle for it, and he gets the jabs in. Okay. Okay.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Boop. So Lindi obviously showing some signs of life. If he can repeat that, he should be able to take at least one match. But Maddo says, not on my watch. Watch this instead. Okay, smart choice by Lindi to interrupt, but then goes sadly for an unsafe option, and it's over. Maddo with a clean 5-0. Oh wait, no, sorry. I'm sorry, that was my bad. I saw a devastating future, which Lindi will now be able to change. My bad. And he's starting it off pretty strongly, putting some big damage on the board. Yeah, math isn't real. Numbers are fake. Oh. Ouchie. Okay, goes for the strike this time. Lindi still patiently just sits back and blocks it. Another huge chance. Yes, this time he gets it and is not overheated. It's just stayed barely out of it. This is looking pretty huge for Lindi, who's gonna be overheated right now. The ensuing pressure out of Gato could be what changes this entire match around again. Instead, Lindi gets hit, which... no, I was trying to think if maybe that's better for him, but no, he's still overheated, so not really. He does have the opportunity to reversal, though, and he doesn't need to. Maddo now with just a little thread of life remaining. It's not over at all, but Lindi actually strikes back. Fierce as a clock woman or something.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
Yeah, Lights into Super is a pretty good tool to have in your arsenal in this game. Ouch, especially if a character doesn't have great light confirms, which is true for a lot of characters. But right now, Lindi has to worry about more than light confirms. He has to worry about surviving in this prison called Corner. And his warden called Gato, who is being relentlessly aggressive. I don't think this is legal, actually. You know, if your prison warden treats you like that, I think you have your own grounds for putting that guy in jail. As Lindi is proving now, Maddo a little carelessly puts himself into overheat, and then gets his TP blocked. Lindy's also overheats. Not too used to keeping watch on his rev gauge yet, and loses the first round of this potentially set-ending match.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Yeah, I guess, you know, if your prison warden was that sick, you'd be like, well, this is illegal, but I mean, you know. Oh, the bait! Not fast enough, though. Decided to take more of an advantage instead of trying to whiff punish. Oh, Lindi again with the unsafe attacker. And Maddo, of course, never leaving opportunities like that on the table. Oh, the overhead a little too far to connect into the light. What? I don't think he wanted that. I'm not sure what he wanted, but I don't think it was that, so Lindi gets a huge cash out. Gets to reset his rev gauge to 0, which allows him to, you know, go back to throwing out rev moves and chains and whatever he wants. Oh, but runs right into the close C. Maddo with enough resources to take this to the bank. And maybe this prison warden should have been a bank robber instead, because he just took that money and ran with it. Great set to both of you. Strong stuff by Maddo. I like the adaptations by Lindi, you know, he was clearly growing with the set. But Maddo was just a bit too tough to overcome right there. And that's all for City of the Wolves today. So I'm gonna back out of here. Start KOFXV. And I should tag the next players, which are Skogrev and Horikato. But I guess I'll tag them when I have the room code. Yeah, did it say that? That's crazy. Why would it say that? That's weird. Wow. I have no idea how that happened. How did what? That's crazy. I was wondering if some of those players were from your weeklies when you did KOF. I'm sorry, Lindi, there were only 2 players in the pool. I could not match you against anybody else. Room match. Check this beforehand. This should be right. So, the code is 2347985. So it is Skogrev and Horikato. Shit, because it's streamer mode. I guess I'll just disable streamer mode. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try a solo this time, but if I notice that it's too annoying, I guess, then I'll see what I do starting next time. And I should change the thing over there. The scoreboard. I hate FGO. That's quite the title. Don't really. Yeah, the 15 menu is not great. So okay, Skogrev is has a name that I can recognize. So that's good. Flip. I said flip. Okay. Wait, why does it... This is so silly. Why is it doing that? Oh, God.
Nothing will stop this show.
There. Reset. Now.
Round 1.
Oh yeah, the not being able to join stuff, that was great. Okay, so in Horikato we have Robert, Blue, Mary, and King, and Skogrev running Athena, Maitenkun, and Ash. Interesting teams. You know, not the typical, not the stuff you see in tournaments, I'd say, for the most part. That's what we like to see. That's why these exhibition matches are nice. One of the reasons, I guess. Oh. Skogrev trying to dominate the screen. Wow, okay, it totally looked like she was flying through that fireball, but I guess I was wrong for thinking that. Okay, Horikato trying to just land these heavy hits. You know, just heavy button into command normal to see if it'll work. That's a fine way to play at the start. Usually leaves you safe enough. Skogrev does not want to deal with the pressure. And yeah, seems to be working well with the projectiles. Gets EX though. Uh-oh, that could be huge, but Horikato a little too early with the punish. Oof. And that classic Crouch C of Athena's pretty nice screen control tool, or rather footsie tool.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Whoops, slides right under, but wasn't ready with the follow-up. Uh-oh, no punch, wait, nope. There's a punch, just a little too late and not too much of it. Okay. Athena is a thing of the past. Blue Mary, my girl. Takes that win.
Round 3. Ready,
Now, Metenkun. An absolute demon of a character, if you ask me. Strong start for Horikato, just sends caution to the wind and throws out that EX Slicer, of course extremely punchable on block. But if it catches you, then you're good. Gets the cross up. The heavy didn't even connect actually, but whatever. Oops. Horikato also trying to approach with that unsafe tackle. Oops. Lots of movement out of both of them. Good punish by Horikato. I keep trying to read I hate FGO, and it's always the same thing with these names. But anyway, oop. Skogrev just keeps pressing no matter the situation. No fear. Uh-oh. Both of them trying to connect into something bigger. But for now, just the 1-2 hit combos are putting in a lot of work. Yeah, once again, no fear. I'm pretty sure that move is minus as hell, if not unsafe. Oh, and again, there's really no reason not to go into the follow-up of the EX Slicer, because it's unsafe no matter what. There's really no trap there. So, no reason to wait for the confirm.
round 4. Ready, go!
Oops. But here's Ash, another charge character with a mean projectile game. Oh, got the real counter, but not ready to throw out that actual throw. Oop, light confirms, not quite there. I like the patience, trying to slowly walk and run forward off of the blocked projectiles, but there was an exploding flame there. What are you supposed to do?
Final round. Ready, go!
Hey. Ash, of course, managing to take out 2 projectiles with his heavy booms. So he sends out 2 of his own there. King, a character that has traumatized me a lot in KOF13. I've never been the same since. Both of them trying to play a bit of a zoning game here. Skogrev with a bit of a life lead. Nothing one hit into a nice confirmed can't turn around. But oops, yep, nope, that jump was a little misspaced. Mistimed. Maybe if they had hit an early button, she might have hit, no, King, yeah, no, King might have hit Ash out of that projectile before it connected. But those are just the little details that make differences that you gotta know beforehand. Oh, and Skogrev with a nice and patient, mostly projectile-based playstyle. Ekes out that win. Very well done. Wait, why did the scoreboard change? Wait, that's not on. That's just in mind. Wait, what if I reset and refresh the page? Okay, now it should be fine. There we go.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Oops. Now back to the starters. Kind of 2 similar characters in some ways. They both have projectile and a command grab and a dive type thing, but ultimately they're also kind of different. Seems like currently Skogrev's patience and greater willingness to just stay at range is winning out. Horikato trying to force their way in. Now found a grab, but it sent them quite far and not ready to follow up with a safe jump or something. Skogrev now with a pretty big lead into the next round.
Reach for the top. Ready? Go!
Whoops. Oh, I didn't know about that. The bucket lore either. Okay, sadly, Horikato just landed a pretty good jump in, but wasn't ready to confirm. The DP, you also don't really have a reason not to just go into the follow-up. So if you just do the DP, you might as well just go for the follow-up. Even if it whiffs or gets blocked, there's no risk there. Uh-oh! And that light confirm, that button, you know, the auto combo, might be a good thing to use if you're not quite ready with your confirms. Especially if you get like something like a cross-up and you're not sure if the heavy will connect. Okay, hold on. There was some well-spaced, like, pseudo anti-air. Ah, again, gets some light hits. But Athena's still alive, gets decked on the dome by a knee though.
Time, evening the score.
And that demon is out of the way.
Now or never. Ready? Go!
Oops. Slicer is a bit of a risky tool to move, I guess, and to use and move neutral. It can be safe from certain spacings, like it was both times I think you did it there. But it's like the light version just doesn't really lead to much, so I wouldn't recommend it a lot. Especially since it is also very unsafe at most distances. Okay. Rockin' right in again, no fear. If you're gonna commit, might as well commit to something hard. Oof, Meiten-kun.
Player one needs a miracle.
The demon. I was surprised Tekken 8 is even in your selection.
Burn to fight.
Yeah, that was a long charge for that flash kick, which is why it led to so much damage. Ow! Let's see if Horikato can make it through this Meiten-kun and then get revenge. Okay, that's a really good hit into super. Ah, might have been wanting to save that and worked out, or maybe messed up the cancel. I'm not sure, but either way, it did work out. I would have spent the bar. I'm not a fan of risking it. Oops. Now let's see. Horikato basically nullified the life advantage that Skogrev had. Skogrev sitting on a lot of bars though. Now I'm not expecting a full kill, activation combo. But 5 bars can also be used, much more easily to do a lot of damage. No punish on that though. That's something they both can certainly work on. Ooh, that's surely gonna lead to a lot. Yes, beautiful stuff. Once again, no super cancel. And the super reversal out of Skogrev. Moving forward with specials. Brute forcing their way in. Now back to full screen, where it seems like Skogrev feels more comfortable, but actually losing out. Can kind of see the desperation in both of their plays right now. Just a little bit, just some chip damage will do it for Horikato right now. And the trade! Phew. Horikato evens the scores. And here's a rose for you.
Round one. Ready? Go!
Ooh, what? That was nowhere near close enough to get the command grab. What a read! Holy crap! I think Athena was teleporting forward something and Horikato caught her or something? while the movement, I'm not even sure. That was nasty. Oh. Robert also has like one of those taco cross-up moves, which would have connected there. Now just dominating the spacing with that heavy, with that C button. And again. I haven't played Robert in quite a long time, but I think it's the same for him as for Iori, where you just hold, you know, basically if you jump forward and you keep holding forward and then B, I think, then you get the taco if you cross up and you don't if you don't. So you really don't have a reason not to just go for it if you're looking to do a jump in or a cross up. Uh-oh! Lucky for Horikato that Skogrev's punish game there was a little lackluster, but still gets the booty dropped on him. And Skogrev with the first round, with the first character down. Yeah, Robert in City of the Wolves is a pretty different kind of character. I don't remember how he was in 14, but in 13 and 15 he's just, you know, he's fine. He exists. People don't play him because there's nothing really special about him, but he's okay. But in City of the Wolves, ho ho ho! Ho ho ho! Speaking of a ho ho ho, Blue Mary takes down Athena again. Whoa! Trying to brute force the way in with an EX. Something fall. What's it called again? But Skogrev has established that full screen distance. Oh, once again no block, but also no follow-up. Similar to the EX slicer, there's really no reason if you're doing the heavy not to do the follow-up. There's no whiff animation on block or whiff, so just enter it anyway. Ouch. Anti-air into the, yep, massive stuff. Nope, entry denied. Skogrev once again got that screen distance, but didn't protect the toes. Side switch. Skogrev actually just with that, whoopsies, with a palm tackle, going full screen, but Horikato keeps finding ways to get in close. So the life is actually very similar right now. Uh-oh. Now Skogrev with the offensive pressure. The timer's ticking down and the flash kick out of nowhere. Sometimes you just gotta do it. And that was one of those times. Ho ho ho! Once again, that move is really unsafe, so Horikato sending a message saying, you're not gonna block, you're gonna die. And we are once again back to an even match. They're not giving each other any quarter. Because they need those quarters for the arcade, am I right? Okay, Horikato finds a little knockdown, chases Skogrev into the corner. Oh, just out of range! But the drop. Lots of sweeps coming out of Horikato in general. It's like generally a decent button, right? If you don't know what else to do, I guess. And that was a clean finish. Horikato with that king action. Things are staying close though. Now, let's see how this continues. So far, Skogrev has pretty much won this matchup every time. And then Horikato has had to fight back. Always keeping it pretty close, so the comeback was never too massive. But maybe if Skogrev can widen the gap more, that'll help. Ooh, okay. I like that close D to catch him way out of the air. Some of those close but heavies are just really good at, you know, catching the opponent just above you. Ah, I had that heavy punch. That could have been huge. One thing I would definitely tell both of you is, you know, to have like a heavy punish for like DPs and other things that are really punchable. Because that makes a huge difference. And, you know, we've seen, like, you know, Horikato has done some good damage with King, at least. But that is definitely something worth putting some training mode time into. But once again, Skogrev takes that first round. Oops. Ah. That could have been a really nice whiff punch. But hey, just, you know, just one heavy button poke. If you land enough of those, that's also good. Uh-oh, risked it all, and once again, a little too early. There is a bit of variance between, like, how long it takes for the DP to land and where they land exactly. So I can definitely understand getting flustered by those early on. But once again, Horikato evens the scores. Nope, spinfall denied. But the sweeps keep landing. Uh-oh. Little too far away. With Blue Mary, you probably want to, like, if you're not sure if you're close enough, you probably just want to go for the crouch C. That one tends to work. There we go. Good damage. Ah! Skogrev escapes the jump grab. That might have been the first time we've seen an attempt at it. It's a very tricky move to deal with. But Skogrev didn't even care. Ho-ho! Always expect the EX Slicer! Because if you don't, you're gonna get sliced. Oop, there it is! If Skogrev had done a normal jump backwards, maybe he would have landed. She would have landed right there to punish, but didn't happen there. Ah! Damn, Horikato never held back from pressing buttons on defense, basically. It is pretty hard to frame trap people in this game, I do gotta say. Like in SNK games, you gotta be a lot quicker on your reactions and what do you do with the frame traps in order to stop somebody from, you know, pressing buttons, doing other stuff to get out. Oh, the chip was enough! That's a good call. And Horikato, for the first time, not needing to go to the final character, puts Skogrev behind him with a 2 CD.
Round one. Ready? Go!
Sagamon! Okay. Heavy kicks, sweeps. Horikato controlling space with those long legs of Roberts. But good anti-air by Skogrev. Playing that Shoto game. Ah, dang! If only her DP was a little wider. Oh, look, it's Robert from King of Fighters. Uh-oh. Okay, this time it works again. Despite one of the DPs not landing, Skogrev still has a lead with that Shoto game plan. Uh-oh. Especially since the jump instead Horikato has landed have not led too much yet. There's a good hit though. Okay, that's better than nothing. Still some pretty decent damage. Just kind of resetting to neutral off of that RD. Ooh, I kind of like the way that Skogrev was playing that. Like, the confident walk forward after the fireball exchange. But the anti-air, sadly, was not strong enough to not get a trade there. Skogrev wisely not gonna fall for that vacuum kick. It's kind of a classic King of Fighters or SNK in general thing to happen, I guess. That you see those rapid punches, rapid kicks, and you think they're over. And then they're not, and you get sucked into them. But Skogrev has seen that before. Times the punish wisely and finishes off that round pretty confidently afterwards. Oop. Punish that. No! That is very punishable. But of course, you know, if you're not familiar with when it ends, just like most moves, you know, if you haven't seen it much, then you're not gonna know when to start pressing buttons. Uh-oh, heavy jump in. Oh, into the reset. Sneaky. Horikato with the tricks. I was wondering how they would combo from that, but instead they even fooled me. Down and under. Solid stuff. Ah, no rest for you, sleepy boy. Metin-kun goes down. And this is the biggest lead that Horikato has had. All set. Might have awakened some confidence with, with slowly winning a little and little more. And now really ramping up into, I'm actually the god of KOF, actually. Not even I knew that, but now I'm aware that I'm the best at KOF. That's what Horikato's thinking right now. Oh, baits that flash kick without even really trying. Skogrev has a huge task in front of her. And another reset into the hop grab. It's the kind of move that kind of puts a lot of fear in you because you start trying to jump out when you don't need to. And, it's the typical grappler. The threat of the command grab being even stronger than the command grab itself. And so, Horikato now, with a 4-1 lead. Skogrev, those wheels gotta be turning in her head. How do I deal with this? How do I overcome this? Let's see what the answers are. Oop, that's a nice spacing trap. Just a little too slow on the reaction. Like, it seems like sometimes, a lot of the time maybe even, Horikato is just faster to hit buttons again when they're like in a relatively neutral reset situation. Where if Skogrev had been faster, they probably would have won out because they had a slight frame advantage off of like when they landed, how they landed. So sometimes just being more relentless, I guess, can pay off. Uh-oh. Yep, there it is. The punch game is getting better. Swoop. Hey! Robert goes down again. Boom, denied. No slice for you. Again denied. That's too far to get a good punish, but I like that for D. Actually, maybe with like 2C that you might have been able to get an actual punish. But I like just going for something that'll work for sure. And Athena goes down. Last time, the Metin-kun kinda got shut down. In a way that we hadn't seen before. Uh-oh, that's a massive start for Horikato. Into the reset again, oh no! Horikato has sensed weakness, smelling the blood in the water. And keeps going for that now. And then the anti-air, sheesh! That's not a safe jump. says Horikato, and is so damn right about it. Skogrev sitting on a lot of bar. Might be worth holding on to it just to maybe do some shenanigans with Ash's Orb Super. Just sending that out might prove to be really strong. But right now, actually, the Blueberry just barely survives, only gets a normal grab. Might have been trying to go for a close C, but that's another one of those classic KOF things. Where if you're not clean enough with your close C or close D, you might accidentally hit to the side before you mean to, and then you only get a normal grab. And so Mary actually stays alive just barely. That hurts, and this hurts even more. Ooh. Let's see if Skogrev can fight back from this. Oh boy! Constant threat of the EX Slicer. It's gotta be kinda scary for Skogrev. Especially when they haven't been able to punish it too well when they block it. And oh no. Okay, Mary goes down. Skogrev sitting on 5 bars. Honestly, if I was Skogrev right now, I'd probably just do like light Sonic Boom into ball super activation. And see how Horikato responds. Because that could lead to a lot of like advantages. Instead chooses to spend the excess, that's also fine. Just don't let those resources go to waste entirely. They are there for a reason after all. Oh, gets behind! But wasn't ready to punish. Horikato always favoring those sweeps. Sitting at a scary distance. Gets opened up by the green stuff. Ah! Teleport right into the trap shoot. And Horikato takes the set. 5-1. Good stuff, good stuff. Mostly pretty even. The scores, doesn't look like it was even, but most of the rounds went to the distance. And that's what we like to see. Hold on, actually, let me update the scores so I don't forget to do that later. 1-5 on that one, and this one is also 1-5 in that direction, I guess. Yeah. And right, I have to call out the next players. Haxon and Rankenfyle. When you read on, what was I supposed to? Well, what was I just trying to type? Check. Hello, Exslider. Are you Horikato? Because you were doing a lot of Horikato was doing a lot of EX Slicer, so that would kind of fit. Haxon and the rat. You're not them, okay. Funny coincidence though. Also, I gotta update the scoreboard thing. We got Haxon on the left. I think that's why it's spelled. Yeah, should be right. Okay, I just heard King of Dinosaurs, I think. Leona, Sylvie, Dinosaur, Kula, Rock, Shingo. Good stuff. Haxon actually one of the few people that put both KOF and City of the Wolves as a game they would play. But I talked to him a little bit at Hessen Crash, and it sounded like he was more interested in King of Fighters, so that's why I chose King of Fighters. But... Oop. Rankenfyle, wow, with just from that distance, kind of going for the hop grab, that's a strong opener. But Haxon currently doing a pretty good job. Dominating spacing with Kula's pretty good footsie tools, but nope. Rankenfyle, undeterred, turns up the aggression and gets the grab. I think they saw the roll and reacted to punish it. Oh! Oh! Ooh! The dinosaur has come to town. By the way, Haxon was rocking a Neku from the World Ends With You cosplay at Haxon Crash one of the days, and I respect the fuck out of that. Just wanted to give a special shout out about that. Uh-oh! Blocked DP! Rankenfyle not with the biggest punish. Oh! Almost full screen jump grab. Haxon was not ready for it yet. It is basically reactable, but you do have to be ready. It's one of those, oh geez, deer in headlights moments when it comes at you like, and then you just stand there and get grabbed, and that's the Jurassic Park all over again. Rankenfyle dominating the corner spacing right now. Okay, beautiful stuff. Haxon closes out the Jurassic Park director's cut and brings us Sylvie.
Round 3. Ready? Go!
Let's see the Sylvie in action. Has already brought Haxon to the corner and trying to just stick out some long-reaching pokes. Haxon finds a way out, but the trades are definitely not in Haxon's favor with the current life situation. Can't take too many of those, including chip damage from the projectiles. Realizes it tries to jump away, but it was a little too late. There's Shingo. Let's see the crit count. Oopsie. Interesting start by Rankenfyle. Might have just expected a Shingo kick to start things off and was going to be ready. But we haven't seen any Shingo kicks yet. Are we really watching Shingo if there aren't any Shingo kicks? We'll see. Oof. Tatsugeki coming in over and over. Hard to deal with. Oof! There's the first Shingo kick, and it crit right away. Shatter Strike denied. And another crit trade, though. So not the biggest advantage, though the damage trade was probably in Shingo's favor. And Rankenfyle's just staying on the move, staying annoying, playing that Sylvie game to near perfection. And takes that first match. Which move is called Thunderous Rip? One of Sylvie's? I would assume.
Round 1.
Okay. Kula obviously, you know, thanks to her ice powers, has a huge advantage against the dinosaur. Oh boy! But even the Ice Age can't escape these jump grabs. Hey! Back into the corner with you! Last time the command grabs kind of sent a huge message in this match. There it is again, but Haxon was not gonna fall for it there. Or a fireball. Huh. Haxon's trying to play it at a safe distance, but once again, I was just about to say, has to be careful not to get opened up by the jump grab, and that's when it comes out. A desperate DP to attempt some kind of comeuppance, but the Yuki Onna falls. And now it's the Stone Age time, I guess. Rock is here to stay. If he can. Oof. Rankenfyle putting dinosaur's far-reaching lights to good use, and the command grab to just keep you guessing. Wow. Haxon can't seem to find any safe spacing to do anything and gets gripped out of the roll. This is looking like desperate times. And you know what desperate times call for. Some desperate Shingo measures. Ooh. Oop, Shadow Strike denied, but that spacing not easy to punish. Not even sure if Dino has anything to punish from that. Most characters would struggle to punish from that spacing. Oop. Shingo kick, crit! Huge jump in, but didn't get the confirm. That could have been huge. Shingo can dish out tons of damage, especially if he lands a crit or two. So that Dino could have been in the past. Haxon does have a life lead, but it's dwindling ever slowly. There's one. No! Might have been a little panicked. Finally get, you know, sometimes you finally get your opening, but you're like half even not expecting it. And then you're not ready to confirm. I imagine that's what happened. Wow! Rankenfyle with the empty jump in grab super. That thing has some range on it. Absolutely powerful Jurassic show. And he says it himself that a human could never beat a dinosaur. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Let's open up discussions about banning dinosaur, because it's clearly just not fair. Uh-oh, slide. Okay, due to the spacing. Didn't get punished. Haxon with like a dash up, walk backwards, trying to bait something out. But nothing came. Good anti-air. Showing that Haxon is still awake here. Still looking for answers. But Rankenfyle is really making this neutral game difficult. Oh, hold on! This is massive for Haxon, and drops another huge punish opportunity. Gotta collect himself. I'm sure he has these combos down pat, usually. Just gotta shake off those nerves, whatever's holding him back. Oh! Again, slice spacing was good, but Rankenfyle was so committed to punishing that they just went the entire way. Empty jump grab, alright, who's the grappler now? Oh ho ho! Excuse me! I should not have asked. Haxon probably kicking himself a little bit. Oh no, especially now! I think Haxon was especially trying to stay out of range of anything that KOD would be able to do on Wake Up, and didn't expect to be grabbed from that range while sending out the ice breath. And then it all went downhill. What a turnaround by Rankenfyle. Showing that for dinosaurs, it's never over, except when it is. Tatsugiki starter. Heavy jump in, not close, not low enough to land the far C though. Ooh. Oh, that trade not in Rock's favor. Wait a minute! Ah, not fast enough to whip punish. Okay, Haxon finds a bit of an opening. There's another jump in. Yeah, too far to punish that for real. Okay, the grab. Haxon making things happen, but can't quite seem to keep the pressure. Now it's Rankenfyle playing that Shoto game. Oof! There's no jumping out of that one. But Haxon put on a decent amount of damage, so he'll be sitting at less than 50%. One good hit out of Shingo could certainly do this, but Sylvie herself hurts quite a lot herself, as well. So you don't want to get opened up by that. Oopsies, yeah, that's punishable. I think it's more punishable when he gets the crit, right? I think that's what it was. And since he did, it was more punishable, right? Am I remembering that correctly? But Sylvie's gone. And that life is gonna be just about, well, maybe not full, but it's pretty healthy. Yeah, it's more unsafe with the crit. First sighting of Leona here. She's a really cool character. It's grossly underrepresented. Boom! Shingo kick. She is pretty hard to play now, so you know, it's understandable. But when she gets those hits, she is ridiculous. I just got some tricky tools to play with. Oh, confirm into nothing. Just trying to hope with that max cancel. Oh no, there's something! But the max mode ended, so no huge advantage, but it doesn't matter, just into nothing actually. Does she not have a level 2 that she could have cancelled into from that? I'm not sure. But it didn't matter! Rankenfyle puts another one in the bag. Much better showing by Haxon though. If the spacing had been better on the Kula in that corner, right, where it all turned around, that could have gone very differently. Because then the life lead, or rather, then Haxon would have had a pretty good life lead going into the Sylvie matchup, and then who knows how things would have gone. Oops, nice escape, but not ready to punish. Still gets a hop in though. Beautiful stuff. That's the Kula we know and love. Unless we're fighting her ourselves. Nice. Not a huge punch on the roll, but getting anything. Ooh, Haxon running forward, thinking maybe you could, you know, that was going to be a normal jump. Wow, okay. Snowman in neutral. Not something you see all the time, but hey, if you don't do it a lot, then it can certainly be too unexpected for the opponent to do anything about. Huge punish coming in. Haxon now with another drop! Don't let this turn around like last time! That could have been another huge lead. Let's see how it actually turns out. Not ready to DP. The nerves might be coming in right now. The sweep landing. Another EX jump grab! Haxon's heart's gotta go a million miles an hour now. The life lead has dwindled so much. The light confirm is not there. And the command grab connect is not gonna be enough to kill. And the timer is very low. Okay. Jeez. Another really unfortunate set of happenstances. Lowering Kula's life a lot rather than just coming into this one with full life. But at least it's still a win. Oops, EX projectiles going through anything. Okay, Haxon's still very much in this. Can't trade, can't do much, gets head bonked. And Sylvie's gonna be very healthy coming into this next round. Even situation, basically. Haxon with a slight resource lead, but spacing is very much on Rankenfyle's side. Plus frames, can't press there. Good interruption, can't let her keep going for the heavy follow-up. There's a gap there. Oh, huge punch opportunity, not much for it though. Haxon was probably already committed to standing out that projectile and wasn't fast enough to switch it up. Oh no! Shadow Strike too late. Oops. Plus frames? Wait, I think that one's plus. Maybe that was the light version and it wasn't. Haxon keeps landing these jump Ds with a rock, but they're usually at a spacing where you can't really combo with a far C afterwards. Maybe with a far B you'd be able to go into hard edge or something. Might be worth just going for that instead of trying to fish for the bigger damage and not getting it. Oops. Very active Sylvie gameplay. Ooh, cross under! Haxon got opened up. Haxon can't find any moments of reprieve here. Oop, a little too far. You can see that he was like running in, was like, oh no, wait, I don't want to touch that. Backdashed. Thus failed the punish, still managed to close it out though. Gets a crit just for fun at the end. Phew. It seemed like he would have been fine running in at that point, but I appreciate the awareness to not stick your finger in danger. Regular flash kick doesn't have the info. Boom! Oh, caught out of the air! Didn't cancel though. That one I'm pretty sure you can cancel. That's also what Faizer just said in chat, I think that just a bit ago. Okay, another max cancel, just praying for it to land. Haxon gets the sweep, or gets swept rather. And Rankenfyle takes yet another match. It's now 4-0, but we can see Haxon getting ever and ever closer to finally finding that match. We've seen the Leona in both of the last 2 matches. And imagine what could have been if that punish against the KOD had just finished like it was supposed to. Haxon is this close. This close. But right now he's pretty close to the corner. Oh, okay, not the biggest punish. Okay, Haxon not sure if they could punish from that distance. Didn't want to commit. Full jump. Okay, there's an anti-air finally. I was just about to comment that neither of them has really been anti-airing. It is difficult in this game, of course. Ooh, empty jump. Uh-oh. Rankenfyle found the answer to deal with the repeat ice breaths. And there's that EX confirm. Has the super, yep. And it's not quite enough, or is it? Yes, it is. This time not going Haxon's way as much as the last 2 times. Still though, with a solid enough game plan, a solid character like Rock can certainly turn this back around, but oh no, the Shadow Strike whiffs completely, giving Rankenfyle a big punish opportunity. Ouch, ouch. Sweep again. Chipping away at the health, and then from above. Sweep or hop grab. It's not fair. These dinosaurs, who let them out of the park? Once again lands that jump D, but the far C is too slow. Oh. Nope. The anti-air too slow. Sylvie gets the full combo. Clips out Rock's light. And now it's looking like set point for Rankenfyle. This Shingo has a lot of work to do if he wants to give Haxon at least one more match in this set. But I believe in the power of crits and solid gameplay. so far doing a decent job of staving off Rankenfyle's aggression, and gets a big ol' punish. Okay. Could have been bigger, but something is good. And now maybe with another good hit, might be able to kill. 4 bars on Shingo could lead to so much. Yes. No. No crits when he needed them. And also not much else to work with. Another good anti-air though. Haxon very wide awake, but here comes Sylvie damage. Still got 2 bars. And... no! Doesn't do it right. Huge drop by Rankenfyle. And now Haxon has yet another chance. Ooh. 5 full bars for Shingo. Only 2 for Rankenfyle, but at the health that Shingo is at, that might as well be even. Uh-oh! Finally gets the max confirmed, but actually drops it! But there's the bomb planted. No overhead shenanigans this time. And a normal grab. One last chance. Can't eat more chip there, and 4D anti-airs Haxon to close out the set in Rankenfyle's favor. 5-0. But great effort by Haxon. You could see a lot of like, you know, evolution, a lot of improvement. The connection was apparently not great. That's a shame. I think even if you, you know, I don't know the route that Faizer probably knows, but I think if nothing else, you could probably just have done like heavy button into command into like 6B into super or something. That, you know, that doesn't need any crits. But that would also have been way more expensive than whatever Faizer probably knows about. Anyway, next matchup coming up in a second. That's Faizer and FCF Boss. And I also gotta update the scoreboard, obviously. Okay. Now we're just gonna wait for FCF to show up. I think I'm just gonna call them Oz? I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect out of FCF Oz, but it should be good. I just realized 3 out of the 4 players in these last 2 sets are from Morocco. A strong region for SNK games in general. Let's see. Boss has not responded yet and isn't here yet. Grimulus saying he's not going to make it back on time. Is Grimulus FCF Oz? Or Kate or Chopper. I don't think he's Chopper at least. No. Then I don't know what he's talking about. Oz has not responded, so I'm gonna add them again, I guess. They're offline in Discord though, so... I'm gonna give Oz another minute or so, and then I guess I'm gonna tell Grimulus if he wants to play right now. We might have a slot right now. Yeah, no. Or I could ask AP, who has offered to jump in. But I guess since Grimulus planned on signing up, I'm gonna ask him first. In KOFXV. Another classic, I guess. People not showing up, not being there. Not much you can do. At least not unless you want to, like, complicate things and make things, you know, all forced and official and all that. I guess from the phrasing. Okay. I don't think we can wait 20 minutes. That's long. Yes. Six to eight players, jeez. That's a lot. I'm asking AP if he wants to jump in. Absolute worst case, I guess I could play, but I'd rather not. We could also maybe try to run the next match first. The next set, I guess. And then maybe by then Grimulus will be back, or will be there. And then maybe... Wait, somebody just came in, or... I guess no, you just opened up the slot. Nice. Sound effects all sound the same. Well, yeah, I guess we'll see if we can do the next set first, and maybe then we'll then that okay. That means I'm gonna see if Choppa and Kate, FX Kib or whatever, are there. Yup. Hopefully they will be here. I do wish, by the way, I could just sit down here and activate spectate mode, but I don't think that's a thing. So I gotta wait for the players to join in and then sit myself down really quick. Which is just a little annoying. I changed the scoreboard, but I have not received any response from anybody. Yeah, KOFXV is a really good game. I would definitely, probably, almost definitely, put KOFXV into my favorite fighting games of all time. It's really good. Yeah. So, Chopper and Kate are also not responding. They are all. Chopper is also offline on Discord, and so is Kate. Ah, KOF players, you fucking bums! Stop being bums! What else could we do that doesn't involve me playing? Maybe we could have another, like somebody who played already, play against Faizer now, if they want to. I don't know if I even can. I don't have that game. Benny's still... Actually, no, Benny is, like, probably the best character in the game now. Even though he was a little nerfed. Just, you know, the other top tiers were nerfed a little more. And actually he got something, didn't he? He got something else that made up for some of his losses. I don't remember what it was. It's been a while since that patch dropped. But Benny is very, very strong. If you want to jump in to fight Faizer now, Exslider, maybe we can do that. Then I guess that would be the last set. Nope. Either back in the on the seat. Maybe Exslider isn't actually listening, so I guess I'll type it in there. Weird Exslider. You wanna play against Faizer right now? Some of our players are dumb. Well, you didn't plan on it, but is that no? I guess I put down. All right, Slider, thank you. Here's the code. So it's Faizer versus Exslider. Finally, we found something. I guess I gotta tell Grimulus that his match is not happening. Match? Who's it? Whatever you say, man. Just pick what you want. I'm guessing Slider is booting up the game. And just taking a little bit. Why can't I type? Okay. You can go. Yippee! We found our set. Goodness gracious. Obviously, I have no idea how good Exslider is. From Faizer's comment that he'll be kind, I guess Faizer is potentially stronger in general, but we'll see. Bainey, Kroon, and Shermie versus Kim, Hao, and Shingo.
Get ready for a battle of titans.
Now. I mean, as Faizer said, those characters all do damage. That's true. Quite the hard-hitting people. I mean, hey, I won't mind, but I'll leave the decision to Exslider. On whether or not you'll be allowed to. But right now, Faizer is doing pretty well just in neutral with the Kim here. Oops. But that Bainey forward heavy kicks, stepping over the low. Oops. Faizer tries to roll up through something, doesn't quite land though. Oh no. Dive kick. But hey, Bainey's got his own. Exslider dominating the airspace a little bit. Oh, that jump A. Funny button for Kim. And funny damage for him too. And just Bet it all on that flash kick. Minus frames are an illusion. Bainey is out for the count, but here comes Cronin. Still a strong character, even if people have all dropped him. He isn't quite as strong as he was back in those days, of course. But that's good. Fuck Cronin. Hey, yeah. Up. Gets the counter hit, not quite ready to convert off of it though. Just a smidge too late. Like the idea though. And again! How dare you press buttons? I'm not minus. It's always my turn. Oops. Okay, anti-air, but not quite enough to kill. Wasn't ready to cancel into super, probably didn't expect to need to. Uh-oh! But I guess Faizer wasn't sure which side Exslider would land on after that thing. And once again, Faizer will not be deterred from that flash kick. Show me you're willing to block before I stop flash kicking. But Shermie slaps him out of this match. Here comes that how. Start A plus C. No. Okay. Exslider trying to hop on in there with that spin kick. But Faizer says no thank you. And this is gonna hurt. Oof! Overhead into activation. Oh, a little too far. This, I think the spacing was one of the reasons that Exslider wasn't ready for the overhead. Oh no, a little too slow. But it also was why that combo dropped. If it had connected, that would have definitely been a dead Shermie. But she dies anyway to the DP. Faizer up 1. Okay, we are going to auto select. Let's see if maybe Exslider also changes something. Maybe it's actually supposed to be Exslider, because the X in the X is not capitalized. I don't know. I don't know. Do correct me if you want me to say it a certain way. Okay. Exslider then. Now we got Shingo on point. Oh, gets whipped to the corner. Uh-oh. There's the Shingo kicks. Haxon earlier was a lot more reserved with those Shingo kicks. But Faizer likes that move a lot more than the average person. Oops, slightly out of range for the low follow-up. Exslider gets a nice little run grab for it and tries to exchange the pressure. Gets the punish. And that should be a dead Shingo. Yeah, Slide also switched up the order a bit. Shermie now on point. Seems to be working out. For some characters they just have the one color that is clearly the best. And this Shermie color is like one of those. Oops. If her hair was still red or something, I'd like it even more, but it looks great. Oops. Faizer not letting Slide breathe at all in this setup, this matchup. Dominating the air, the ground, everything. Oof, and he's got a massive resource lead. The trades are... Oof! Pretty even, I was going to say, but then that big slice. Okay, not sure what he was trying to catch with that. But Slide was clearly looking for something to catch with the Shadow Strike. Oops! Even after all this time, knowing that you can't juggle off of the how projectile usually. It still always looks weird to me that like the opponent flies so far up and then you don't get anything. You know? It just doesn't look right. Why is he so far up there if I can't juggle? But it would of course be kind of dumb if you could combo off of a projectile like that. Oof, there we go. There's that DP into super damage. Overhead, catch them out of the air because it was trying to jump away. Uh-oh, that's massive. Uh-huh. There we go. Knows the damage well enough to just go for the EXDP rather than level 1 raw or regular DP into super. Good awareness by Slide. Now we're back to a very even match. Oh boy. Faizer didn't convert. That was such a heavy hit. That could have led to so much. With all the resources that are on stock there. Hands off me. Okay, light confirm. Boom. Is he gonna kill with this? No. Oh, this guy. Proving over and over again that minus frames do not concern Faizer. He said earlier there's something about math being hard or something. If you just don't care about the math, then it can't hurt you. That's what Faizer's trying to prove you. And he's up 2-0. So, the math indicates that he's right about the math not mattering. You understand?
Round 1. Ready? Go!
Oop, the low. Oh, into the crit. Uh-oh. More crits. More crits. Is this a crit too? Oh my god, Faizer's cheating. Somebody check him PC. Your body is weak. Oh, what a read by Slide though. That was not a reaction. That was just knowing your opponent. But even when you know, the shingle kick can still mess you up. Ooh. Uh-oh, there goes the crits again. My goodness, Faizer is blessed. He's so blessed right now. Look at that damage. That was 1 bar. Shingo loves Faizer. Look, fake out into trying to scare his opponent into hitting buttons, but the Exslider was patient. Now almost had the timing to punish that with Shingo kick. But it's all for naught. This Shingo is going crazy. And he will never stop. Nice roll, and still gets the punish. Beautiful stuff. I wasn't sure if there would still be time, but Faizer did. Oh, there we go. Yep, activates to get as much damage out of that as possible, because this Shingo is way too healthy right now. Overhead is blocked. Well done by Faizer. Oops. I like the chase down by Exslider, but couldn't quite punish. Okay. Lucky break for Exslider that Faizer was too far away to punish that EXDP. Oh. Shadow Strike. Doesn't have the resources to kill, but still. Nice rollout! And finally, the Shingo is down. Step 1 of the comeback completed. How about the next steps? This dude's got a sword. That's not fair. Ah! See, I told you it's not fair. Faizer with yet another win.
Mad respect to the winner!
Maru isn't even amused by that set. Okay, member selection. Let's see what the Exslide pulls out of the bag to facilitate a comeback here. Could just be taking an extra moment to breathe. We'll see. Kukri. Might not have been happy about the performance with Beni. Pulls out the Sandman instead. Let's see how much that changes things. Ouch. Even the Sandman isn't immune to Shingle kicks. Ah. Slide trying to get away from this maniac in a tracksuit. Oops. But nothing will ever stop this Shingo train. Oh my goodness. Okay, no crit on that one. At least. Shingo kicks keep on coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Oof, wow. I'm guessing there was supposed to be a DP and not a minus into Rekka, which strangely worked out. But maybe it was intentional, and that was just some ultra-dimensional play. Ow! Nobody ever allow Faizer to go to Vegas and go into some gambling halls, because this shit is insane. He would go to jail, they would think he's cheating. Ooh! Just a quick side switch, okay. I think using Whip there might have also side switched and done some damage and up, but maybe you could have actually gotten a combo out of that. I'm actually not sure. Okay, there we go. Boom. Good turnaround. EX command grab for sure, Shemi, super good tool. One of those rare one frame command grabs, and the EX even leads to more. Faizer betting a little too hard maybe on those ones, but still comes out the winner of that round. Even the beautiful Jeremy could not stop the Shingo. Super was a misinput. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Oop. Hahaha. I'm guessing that was supposed to be a grab, but hey, if the hit lands instead, that's also good. Oh no! Crit! 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 He's literally cheating, everybody! I am calling the cops as we speak. He'll probably have time to finish the set, but after that he's going to jail, you have my word. This injustice to King of Fighters cannot stand. And cheating will not be tolerated on my channel. Damn, he'll crit the cops. Honestly, that might be good.
Round one. Ready? Go!
Hyper aggressive with the Shingo right now. Not trying to give Slide any room to breathe, to calm down, to gather their spirits and find a way out of this. But now, actually, is in Kukri's favorite position, which is with the opponent to the wall, but doesn't quite manage to put a lot of damage on the table after that punish. Or for that punish. Still though, pretty good life lead. This could all end sourly though. Oop. Can never rest easy knowing the bodyguard might be coming for you. And then the Shingo kick. And then where do you stand? Oops, okay. One more chance for the Kukri to turn this around. Even though he has the life lead. Oh boy. And there it is again. Faizer just doesn't stop. And And Slide seems to have trouble dealing with that. I feel like maybe keeping the Benny around and just DPing more might have been what turns this around like that. Fuck it, we DP. Boom. Shingo is out. And now we're sitting on a pretty even game. I believe Slide can turn this back around. We can have ourselves a close set. Ouch! Great reaction to the counter hit. Okay, max distance run grab. Yeah, X-Slide. Oops, I'm trying to be patient. Sadly, mistimes the roll, I think. Oh no, the cross! Shermie survives. Faizer drops the link, I think. Drops some part of that combat anyway. Oh! No, that definitely was not intentional. He might have been trying to send out far C or something into the max cancel, but the raw activation definitely was not intentional. That is a big loss for Exslider. But Cronin is not out of this. I haven't really seen Exslider use jump CD with Cronin much, which is still an extremely strong button. So if I, somebody who doesn't like Cronin, would give one piece of advice to the Cronin player, it would be do more jump CD. Hey. Big turnaround. Exslider definitely hasn't given up. Wait, there's that rare juggle that you can get. And then a sneaky overhead for Faizer to finish this set with a 5-0 sweep. The Shingo was too relentless. The gambling was too strong. And I thank Slide a lot for jumping in here as my controller keeps disconnecting because it's connected via Bluetooth and I don't know. But yeah, thanks a lot for jumping in last minute when we were at our most desperate moment. Thank you very much. And I guess unexpectedly, because 3 of the players that were signed up did not show up. So yeah, thanks a lot. We at least managed to end with a set and not with, I guess there's not a set. So really, thank you. So, I guess that brings us to the results of today's event. We started off with Lindi versus Maddo in City of the Wolves, which Maddo won 5-1. Then we switched it over to King of Fighters, where Horikato took a 5-1 set over Skogrev. Followed up by Rankenfyle 5-0ing Haxon. All of those sets, by the way, were closer than the score implies. And then Faizer dominated with a 5-0 against Exslider. Once again, the savior of today's event, despite the results. And yeah, that's that for the evening. Hopefully, as Faizer says, next time we'll have fewer dropouts. But it actually is Slider. Wait, I think I kept saying Slide. But in the game it was only Slide? Right? I don't know, man. Anyway. If you just, if you show up just once per week for this Slider, then even that bit of training will be a lot better than nothing, right? I would appreciate you coming back. But that's it for today. And I'm gonna thank you all, because as we know, I couldn't do this by myself. As the name implies, there's no I in Sink or Swim. And with that, I bid you adieu, and until next week, GG's.